Hi guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome to a brand new dragging video. Without further ado, let's get started. It's a Louis Vuitton special today. We're just covering Louis Vuitton, one of my favorite brands. Let's start off here at the Louis Vuitton boutique in Zurich, Switzerland. This is a long one, so I'll just condense it for you guys. Such rude behavior. I went in to browse and admired one of their bags. I approached it and was having a look. An older SA with short hair, while she was helping two women, came over to me and said in a demeaning way, "This is not self-service. This sort of treatment is unacceptable." Instead of asking if I'd like a closer look or calling another SA, she chose to disrespect me. I wish I could have said something, but I decided to be civil and left. I've seen plenty of other disappointed customers reviewing this particular SA. Yeah, this is again one of those things, we've talked about this before, particularly at Louis Vuitton. They really don't like people milling around and touching things. I think it's also dependent on like what store at Louis Vuitton specifically. I think it depends like what Louis Vuitton store, but in my experience, like they do think things like this do happen, which is again very unfortunate. Like you don't have to be rude about it and say this is not self-service. The person's just looking. I don't really see what the harm is at looking at display bags or touching your display bags. We've all done it. I've done it too, and I've never been told off. So this is very unfortunate. The next one is from Louis Vuitton Geneva in Switzerland. I went to a variety of different Louis Vuitton boutiques around the world. I've never been treated so badly. The security guard discriminates against me and my family. He followed us around the whole store. I'm a diamond client at Louis Vuitton. I've never been treated like this before in Geneva. I've been to multiple stores. I've never had an issue. Do not go to the LV store in Geneva. This store has zero in customer service. Okay, here's the thing. All the years of going to luxury stores and luxury shopping, I have always been followed in stores. Me and my husband together, we're followed in stores. To the point that if we're not followed, we're like actually shocked about it. And to be honest with you, what I have found is with some of these security guards, some of them just have that like bias against you for whatever reason. It could be the color of your skin, it could be your outfit, it could just be you, that they have decided that they want to just be annoying to you and treat you badly. Me, personally, you're not going to ruin my day. I'm excited to go to Louis Vuitton boutique in Geneva, Switzerland. I'm going to go there. And with the exception of maybe being racially profiled, if I'm being racially profiled, okay, that's one thing. But if you're following me just to follow me, I'm going to ignore you. This actually happened at the Dior Champs-Élysées boutique. I never talked about it, but I want to talk about it now because it's connected here. I was actually telling my husband about it. And I was like trying on sunglasses. There was a security guard who was like following me. I would go and look at a DJ, he'd follow me. I went to look at sunglasses, he'd follow me. Anywhere I would go to try on the sunglasses at the Champs-Élysées Dior, he'd follow me. I would go and look at something else, he'd follow me. And then what I realized was like, you're not gonna ruin my day. I'm here to look around, have a nice time. Everyone else is being nice to me, it was fine. This is just that one person who wanted you to know, I'm the security guard, I can make you feel uncomfortable. Baby, you're not making anyone feeling uncomfortable here. You're definitely not going to make me feel uncomfortable. I'm fine. So I think sometimes like if this happens to you, don't give the security guard the power, okay? Be like, let me stop you right there. I'm gonna do what I want to do. I'm not going to let you make me feel uncomfortable to leave the store when I'm happy to be there. And I remember I was trying on sunglasses and then eventually he left me alone because he could see that I wasn't the one to play with. I tried on like 6 pairs of sunglasses. He got the point. You're not going to bully me out of the store. It's not going to happen. Okay, you can go try that with other people. So don't let if you're being followed in a store, don't even give the security guard any moment of your time. Okay, I'm very 10 commandments. I would never take anything that's not mine. I would never steal or take something that's not mine. And it's funny because when I was telling my husband this story, he was like, you stood your ground and you kept trying on the sunglasses. You were happy looking at saddlebags, looking at your, doing your thing. And then eventually you tired him out. I did. So I think if this happens to you, don't get upset, get even, and just enjoy your time at the store. The next one is the same location, the Geneva store. A highly disappointing experience, the name of the essay. She was helping my friend and she made some super unprofessional comments about her. It's not in line with LV's values. My friend is a foreigner. She had come to the store to buy a bag. However, due to common foreign issues linked to bank transactions, my friend couldn't buy directly what she desired. Thereafter, the SA recommended her to go to a bank to retrieve the cash. As soon as we got out of the store, the SA shared to her colleagues something that I would never imagine hearing. Quote, I knew it. Underlying the fact that she knew my friend could not buy LV's products. Yeah, and then she was like, these skills, she was just basically saying it. She goes on to say like how disappointed she is. Of course, that's very unfortunate. And it's actually quite shocking because Geneva is an international city and the UN head office is in Geneva, Switzerland. So there are a lot of diplomats and foreigners milling around. You know, it's an international city. So of course someone's going to walk into the store and sometimes there might be a bank decline. Your card can be declined all the time shopping in Europe. It does not mean you don't have any money. And it might be easier sometimes maybe to call your bank and be like, okay, let me go withdraw money and then pay in cash. I mean, I don't really see what the issue is. And it definitely doesn't deserve the person to be like, I knew it. I knew they weren't going to buy. You didn't know anything. You told her to go to the bank to withdraw the money and she agreed. I'm with the client on this one. That's bang out of order. The next one is the Louis Vuitton boutique in Sydney. I believe this is one on George Street in Australia. Honestly, I'm pretty disappointed with the experience today at the store. As a loyal customer of LV, I've never been treated this way. Firstly, there was a line outside of the door on the street. Completely understandable. Although if you have one single client that's ready, available to purchase, I would ensure that they are attended to promptly. Join the queue, sweetheart. There are a lot of people, baby, who want to shop at Louis Vuitton, who want to buy one quick thing. Not to have them wander around the store, blah, blah, blah. There was a woman who was downstairs in the men's area. She was very rude. I kindly approached her to ask if anyone could help me, but before I could finish my sentence, she put up her hand and said, I'm still with clients. It's giving, let me stop you right there. That's what it's giving. And she walked away, no eye contact. I then approached another gentleman by the main door who advised me I'm still fifth in line to be assistant. I don't have all the time in the world. I just want to purchase what I was there for and leave. I ended up leaving the store as I was not interested in purchasing here if I'm going to be disregarded. Okay, a few things. This person, baby, if you are familiar with Louis Vuitton, you know very well you did not make an appointment, so you have to wait. This is why you have to make an appointment. And guys, you know how I feel about appointments. I'm not the appointment person. I want to be able to just walk by Louis Vuitton. If I've got cash in my pocket, I want to blow a bag. I want to be able to walk in there. But I'm also a realist to know that, particularly like now that I'm expecting a baby, like I get tired quicker. It's just not realistic like the old days when I could wait maybe an hour and a half. I'm tired. Okay, like I get tired so quickly. So in my case, if I was this person, I would have made an appointment just to buy that one small thing. Or at the very least, I would have gone maybe to a department store where there's a Louis Vuitton, or had bought it online. But I understand wanting it to buy it with like an essay so you have it on your profile. Although online it would be on your profile anyway. Again, it's unfortunate, but this is how it works in luxury stores. You know, anytime I film dragging videos, there are always people who come in the comments and they act all pious and sanctimonious and about, oh, people queuing, people this, and it's not luxurious. Get over it. That's how luxury brands operate. It is what it is. If you want to avoid this, you need to make an appointment. I'm not saying it's right. I'm just keeping it Gucci and keeping it real. So let's leave the piety at the door, because at the end of the day, the person didn't make an appointment and then had to wait. That's how it is. If you make an appointment, you don't wait. The next one is the same Louis Vuitton Sydney flagship. I purchased a handbag yesterday at the George Street Sydney store. The store was full of customers sitting and standing everywhere with kids running and yelling. Is this what a luxury store should look like? It looked like a supermarket to me. I like that. The essay, I beg your pardon, who served me didn't have a smile and had a cold attitude like a robot. No connection, no warm chatting. It only took about 10 to 15 minutes for the purchase as I knew what I wanted to buy. As I walked out of the store, I realized it was raining. I immediately returned to the store and asked if I can leave my bag for an hour and we'll come back to pick it up, as I didn't want to damage my paper bag with the rain, plus it was heavy and bulky to carry in the city. There was no raincoat to protect the paper bag. The lady at the storefront with an iPad straight away said no, rejected my request, and she turned her back to me as she was working, and then she completely ignored me. I stood there for a minute, shocked with the services that they had provided to a customer who just made thousands of purchase. Hold on, the person's like grammar is wrong. Who basically like shocked at the treatment of someone who had just purchased like thousands of dollars worth of items in the store. You'd rather spend your time with potential customers in the queue rather than treating an existing customer well. This is really poor customer service. Well, they already got your money, baby, so they're not triggered or pressed because they've already got your money, and the person's ready to move on. I'm quite shocked that they wouldn't let this client like keep the like, hey, do you mind if I just leave this here and I'll come back to get it later? I don't really see what would be the issue with that. That seems a little bit petty, I think, on my, like, if you ask me, that feels petty to me. Like, why wouldn't you just let her just leave the items there? That's something which I think is kind of petty. The next one is the Louis Vuitton boutique in Mexico City, in Mexico, in Central America. The location is the Masac location. They made my daughter cry. I went in with my 13-year-old daughter, dressed kind of sporty, to buy myself some trainers, t-shirts for a trip, and to buy the wife a gift. When I got to the door, they assigned an SA who asked us, "What do you want?" Then told us to go upstairs. He didn't follow us. Instead, he followed me like a border patrol guard. I kept my cool and then asked for an SA to help me with the security guard, and then to help me with the security guard, and we asked if like the SA could calm the security guard because they felt like the security guard was making him and his daughter feel uncomfortable. The security guard kept following my daughter while speaking to the SA like a linebacker. The SA was actually being nice and had exactly what I wanted, so I told my daughter to please go to the women's section to see if there's something for her mom or herself that she'd like. She came back in tears saying they were following her and talking about her. They thought she didn't know English. I've been to plenty of high-end stores in Europe like Paris, Rome, Milan, Barcelona, and other places, and I've never been judged or mistreated. I'm complaining to corporate. This was like the Starbucks incident. They're referring to that infamous Starbucks thing that happened a few years ago to a group of gentlemen. Okay, so there are a few things here. First of all, this is very unfortunate and very unpleasant. Particularly for someone to go, and when people are talking about you in a language they think you can't understand and saying horrible things about you, it is very unpleasant and it is not a nice experience. However, Louis Vuitton was wrong for how they treated this customer. However, I must say, to my glamazons who have children who are teenagers, okay, and I have a dog in this fight now because I am pregnant, you have to understand that when you take your child to a store, you know your child, you know that you have given your child some money to buy something or to pick something out, but the SA doesn't know your baby. The SA doesn't know your child. Frankly, no one cares, right? So what he should have done, I think, is he should have told a female SA, like, hey, could you take my daughter to the women's section? She wants to pick something out for herself and for my wife, her mother. That would have gone down much better. When I had my beauty shop, I had like a cosmetic shop here in Dar for a few years that I was running. What I learned from that experience was that 9 times out of 10, when there was a teenage child in the store alone, most of the time they never bought anything. I remember once there was like a teenager who would come to our shop, and I had been in the store that day. I was just passing through, and she bought something. And I remember like she had her mother's card. Oh, my mother gave me her card to pay for it. And we were like, we can't swipe your mother's card without her being here. But maybe like, do you have cash? We can speak to your mom and maybe you can just go and withdraw the cash. And she was like, oh, okay. And then she paid with cash and it was fine. But that was like one teenager. That's one teenager. In most of these cases, these teens are not going to buy anything. So the way that they're viewing it is they don't know that her father's downstairs buying trainers and buying ready to wear for whatever. They're just seeing a teenager here, probably doesn't have any money, isn't going to buy anything, and then I have to sit here and pretend to be happy and cheerful and giving jazz hands to this teenager who isn't buying anything. He should have been like, hey, could you help my daughter? Again, very unpleasant to be talked about in a language where people are talking about you. That is very unpleasant. But next time, if you're with your kid and you're telling your kid to go and look to buy something, or go pick something out for yourself, tell the SA like, oh, this is my daughter, this is my son. Can you help him or her pick something that they want? I'll pay for it. That way the SA knows they're getting a sale. They probably would have forced a capucine on her or a multi-pochette, accessoire. The next one is the Louis Vuitton boutique in Toronto on Bloor Street in Canada. Underwhelming experience today at this boutique. Firstly, the staff are initially unwelcoming. They follow you around the store even after you've made a purchase. There's no valet, no umbrellas, no glass of champagne after making a $5,000 purchase. LV is scaling back all of the luxuries that make the brand experience worthwhile. Going forward, I'll stick to Chanel, where they're much more welcoming. Ooh, I don't know about Big C, honey, because Big C gets dragged too. Yeah, I have to say I agree with this. Like today I'm agreeing with customers because like if I buy something, get 5,000 USD, yes, I'd like you to offer me a glass of champagne. Yes, God. I would like you to offer me some sparkling water. Yes, God. I would like you to offer me some orange juice. Offer me something. And yes, definitely offer champagne and let people decline or accept. I would absolutely accept if I wasn't pregnant and if I was this person and I was being offered it. So yeah, you know, a lot of these stores, a lot of these luxury stores, the sort of like the luxury experience is beginning to kind of melt away, because sometimes they're quite discerning about who they offer drinks to. I remember once in an old dragging video, someone had mentioned this in a Chanel store, that that they weren't offered something to drink and they had bought a classic flap, and then someone had responded in my comment section saying that sometimes they have a budget of how much they can allot to customers per day for drinks. But to be honest, I just don't think that's good enough. You need to be able to offer drinks to people who are buying things, and it should be part of the budget, and it's not for the customer to figure out like how to make that work financially. The next one is also from the location. This is the final one. Customer service is horrible, like you're not shopping in a luxury store. I asked to try on a bag. The woman just pulled out one bag from the drawer. When I decided to take it, she was going to give me the same bag everyone was trying testing. When I asked her for a new one, she said out of stock, remained silent. She kept ignoring me. I'm paying $2,500 plus taxes. Why on earth would you treat me like that? She wasn't happy at all because I asked for a new bag. Yeah, I mean, at first when I read this, I think I read it wrong. I thought she meant she wanted a new bag to physically try on, which to me seemed excessive. But what she meant was she tried on the bag and then decided, okay, cool, I'm gonna buy this. And then the essay's trying to give her the bag that everyone's tried on. Yeah, I don't agree with that. I'm gonna need you to go into the vault, honey, and I'm gonna need you to pick out a brand new bag for me to buy. Yeah, I have to say I agree. So in today's dragging stories, for the most part, I'm pretty much on customer side today, because I think some of these stories are unfair. The gentleman, you know, in Mexico City at that Louis Vuitton, that seems very unfair to me, to, you know, treat his daughter badly and to be harassing them, kind of following them in the store. But like I said, I've had those experiences too, and in my experience, you can tire out the security person. Like at the Dior Champs-Elysees, baby, like I was in a great mood that day. No one's gonna ruin my day. You're just not going to ruin my day. I've come a long way. There's no Dior in Tanzania, so I'm not gonna be run out of the store because you're trying to follow me. You know, the person's probably thinking, okay, this person's gonna steal, so I'm gonna follow this person. This reminds me of something that happened on our first trip, the first leg, basically, of this trip, because I've essentially had two Paris trips, right? So in December, we were like walking from like the hotel that we were staying at, which was near Printemps, and we were walking to Printemps. And I think I shared this on Instagram maybe one day. And but for those of you who don't follow me on Instagram, go follow me there, by the way. We were walking, and then I think I was like looking at something in my bag or something. I put my head down, and my husband was, you know, obviously walking, and there was a couple that was like walking towards us. The woman like clutches onto her boyfriend or husband when she sees us, and then I put up my head, and I can see my husband's looking at them, and then I say to him Swahili, I'm like, is everything okay? And he's like, oh my God. The moment that this couple saw us, like she clutches, like the moment that she saw me and my husband, she clutches onto her husband like we were gonna steal from her or something. So, you know, again, very unfortunate. You know, I was just like, and then I got a good look at her. I'm like, baby, no one's stealing from you. Number one, the 10 commandments. So I'm not going to steal from anyone. I would never take anything that isn't mine. Number two, Raggedy Ann, no one is stealing anything from you, honey, so you need to sit down. But you can imagine, that's not a pleasant feeling. It doesn't feel nice to be followed in stores. It doesn't feel nice for people to make an assumption about you because of how you look, the way you present yourself, your race, your creed, your whatever. It's not a good feeling, and it doesn't feel nice. So my advice is, if you've been followed in stores or the security has made you feel uncomfortable, just ignore them. Because when you get upset and get triggered, it's like you're like validating the security guard feeling like they can power trip you. I don't even worry about them anymore. If they follow me, they can follow me all day, baby, because I'm allowed to be in the store. I have every right to be in the store. I might be a purchasing customer who's buying something that day, and you're not allowed to run me out of the store. You're not going to run me out of it. Now, that thing that happened to us on the street, that was unfortunate. We both were like, that's so unfortunate. We would never steal or take anything from anyone or do anything like that. But she obviously clutched onto her husband because she's thinking, oh, there's a black couple walking by. They're probably going to try and steal something from me. Girl, bye. No one's taking anything from you. Okay? So let me know what you think about the stories from today. What do you guys think about security guards being a little bit overzealous in stores? Like I said, just ignore them, guys. Just ignore them. When you ignore them, you take away their power. Like, I saw that in that experience at Dior, the Champs-Élysées Dior. Like, I ignored him, and I was not even letting him even see me sweat. I was like, boy, bye, I'm not worried about you. And then eventually I tired him out. And then he went on to go follow someone else and be annoying to someone else. So let me know what you think about everything. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Go join the email newsletter. It's linked below. You're missing out. I'd already sent the email to the people who are on the list. So yeah, make sure you go sign up for everything. Go follow me on Instagram, Haya Glamazon Luxe, and TikTok. I'm trying to resurrect my TikTok, so I would love to see some of you guys there. If you're on TikTok, go say hi to me there as well. God bless you guys, and I'll see you very soon in my next video.